middle a little bit better. When she said that I lived across the street over here in Camelot and used to go jogging when I could still run down this road many years ago, and when I would go by here, I bet we would see 2 or 3 cars, but we didn't see very many. One of the things that I've told people many times, we bought a piece of property up the street, and the gentleman that owned it was telling me a story one day about what happened to him. And he worked at the mill down on Broad Street in Augusta. He had left there about 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, and he got as far as National Hills, and his car broke down. And he walked from National Hills all the way to his house out here. He never saw a car, not the first car. So it's hard to imagine how much growth and all of the wonderful things that have happened to our county. I'm not going to be long because I've gotten to the stage in life that I can start a sentence and not know where I am when I get to the end of it. But thank you for being here. And I'm going to let Mike do most of the thanking of people because this has definitely been a real team endeavor. I will tell you that we started this with the idea we wanted to build a real estate office and move down the street. And we went to the county and discussed that possibility, and they were not interested unless we could do some additional stuff like planning for what the future of the downtown was going to be. So when we started through all this, we've kind of taken it on with, I guess, a lot of circumspect, if that's the right word. We've tried to do most everything we can to make this quality, because as much quality as we could, because this is the first building of what will be several other buildings, and so we wanted to make sure that we set the tone for high quality, and I really think we've done that, and Mike's going to thank some people for helping us do that. But it's been a good relationship that we've had with the Development Authority of this, and we have plenty of space that any of you that are out there would like to talk about anything. We've certainly got people that will talk to you. This is all retail down this way, and then as you see when you get inside, this is a restaurant site. There's a restaurant site that's behind you. There's a restaurant site downtown, so we had downstairs. So we had 3 restaurant sites and retail, and then we have a floor of professional, probably around 6,000-7,000 feet of professional space. And then we have the pad that is directly behind the building that we would move on to if and when we fill up this. So the quicker y'all help us fill this up, But one other thing I was going to remind, I wanted to say, and I forgot to say when I came up, but I'm so happy that Will Dyer's with us, and I appreciate his blessing. And I was just going to tell you that if you want to hear a good sermon on Sunday morning, come on over. We got room for you, and he's a great young guy. Okay, thank y'all for being here, and I'm going to turn this over to Mike. And I can't tell you how much Mike's meant to this project. He's meant everything, not everything, because we have plenty of people helping, but he came over here this weekend and spent the weekend just trying to look at everything, make sure it's done right. So anyway, Mike Polatty, who's the president of the company.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. Well, let me go back to the beginning and just tell you who all was involved with this, and I'll try to be brief. And before I do this, I know I'm going to leave somebody out, so in advance I apologize, because there were so many great people that worked on this project. We started originally with a plan that was developed by a guy by the name of Michael Watkins out of Gaithersburg, Maryland, who did the actual layout and helped us work with county officials and come up where the placement of the buildings would be and how to orient things, and he did a great job. Locally, Cranston Engineering Group did the site design. Tom Robertson, Dennis Welch, Jim Cranford, John Attaway, Jonathan Starrett, and Sean Smith. To our architects, TSW, they're here today, Jerry Spangler, Heather Hubble, John Hand, Adam Williamson, Peyton Peterson. You know, they came in originally, took a look at this and said, you know, y'all need to do something special here. And Jerry was very involved in the beginning with EG and, you know, about what the building ought to look like and how to give it architectural characteristics that would make it authentic. And they did a fantastic job. To R.W. Allen, our builder, to Scott Clark, John Martin, John Robertson, super job. To R.W. Allen, our superintendent, Mike Shea, is here today. Mike has been out here for the last 17 months, sweating every detail, making sure all the little things were handled. You know, on the site, we had a fellow by the name of James Messerly with J&R Grading, who just did a super job, stayed behind everything, out here washing the parking lot down, making things wiggle good. To Prather Construction, Larry and Smitty Prather, our site team, super job. CSRA Development, Keith Lawrence, Mac Brazil, and Hunter Polatty, my son, all of them were involved helping with it. Kyle Watson with Kyle Watson Construction. Cheatham, Fletcher, and Scott. Courtney Ware, to Zara Harper, Catherine Hewitt. These ladies took a look at the inside of the building that Jerry had drawn up and said, you know, this is special, and you're going to have to go a little bit beyond what y'all are used to doing. You're going to have to spend some money. And so, you know, EG was really good about that. He let us take a look at it, and they just really did a fantastic job. As y'all walk through the building, you'll see that, you know, from the plants to the paintings to the polished concrete floors, all the furniture picks, everything was done through them. And congratulations. We had on our technology in the building, there's a good bit of technology in there. It's hard to see, you don't see it at first glance, but there's a really elaborate networking system. There's a public network that you can join if you're close to the building. ATG, Tommy Atkins, Scott Gaines did all of that work for us. Aiken Augusta Audio did all the audio visuals, a fellow by the name of Tim Logan. Georgia Power Company, Fran Forehand and Terry Bridges, they were out here yesterday getting up poles in the parking lot to make sure we'd have some lighting. Howell Electric, Jason Howell, Atlantic Concrete, Bill Jones. And now I get to the part we were talking about earlier about the public-private partnership. You know, when we started this, that term gets thrown around a lot when you say government and private business. But, you know, we were very fortunate in this process because everybody who worked on this really put their best foot forward, both from the county side, from the Meybohm side. We had, you know, times when we would meet on a frequent basis to talk about what everybody thought ought to be in there. But through it all, we came up with what we thought was the best fit to incorporate everything. And I just want to thank some people there. First of all, the Columbia County Development Authority, Robbie Bennett, and Chairman Hugh Holler, and all the members of the Development Authority, thank you for giving us the opportunity to do this project. To the Columbia County leadership and staff, County Administrator Scott Johnson, Matt Slaughter, Andrew Strickland, Steve Exley, Steve Kissel, Billy Clayton, and Eric Hines, and all inspectors, members of the Columbia County staff that got out here every day to help us get this done and get it finished. Did a wonderful job. Our Columbia County Commissioners, Chairman Ron Cross, Doug Duncan, Gary Richardson, Trey Allen, Bill Morris, thank you so much for everything you did to help us get this project going. On our side, the Meybohm leadership team, we had Megan Moy, Rebecca Schwartzmiller, Jenny Samuelson, our COO, John Cates, our General Manager, John Chambers, our Senior Vice President, Greg Meybohm, who will be managing this building, our Meybohm technology staff, John Schroeder, Kyle Perry, and then our Meybohm commercial leadership, Paul Myers, who is here today with us, Jordan Collier, Kathy Elkins. And if any of you need to see Paul, he'll be here. He's in the back, but he can help you with those leasing spaces if you've got any questions. And then there's three special people we need to talk about. Lionel Prather's here with us today. Now I've known Lionel for 22 years, and Lionel spent that last 17 months, actually longer than that because he was involved with the planning. But every time we'd have a downpour and the park would wash out, or we'd have to start over again on something, Lionel had this cool demeanor, and he stayed focused, and he just took it all in stride, a great sense of humor, but he really guided us through the project, and we just want to thank him for everything that he did to get this building open. And then a couple of special people. I want to say something about Chairman Ron Cross. When we first approached the county about the site, what EG said was true. It was very clear that, I think Ron said, we're not going to sell it off in pieces. It has to be something that's good for the citizens of Columbia County. And we have this vision. We know what we want. We want to do something. We want a downtown. And, it's visionaries like that set the tone, that give you a place to start. And so when you bring in a town planner, you know where you're going. You have a way to move forward. I just wanted to thank Ron, for 16 years and his service to Columbia County and winding up his term. We just thank you for all that you did and, keeping such a steady hand on us and helping us to get this done.
Well, we can spend other people's money.
And then last, but certainly not least, I want to say something about EG. As Tammy was up here recollecting her childhood, I grew up out here in Evans too, and I remember this road out here being dirt. And I can remember my father taking me fishing at the other end, and I remember us getting stuck because it was muddy that day. And so that's how far back I go in Evans. And I can remember starting out, here and going to Evans Baptist. I remember EG as a young man with his family growing up, and watching him in the community, and I thought, that guy's really going somewhere, and I'm just so fortunate to be able to work with him and all these other fine folks up here in Meybohm to have that kind of leadership. But I think what I've enjoyed the most about this project is everybody I talked about that was talented and worked on this, from our architects to our building people, everybody who gave us advice. EG was always the one who would sit there and listen to that, and then he would tell you what he thought about it, but he was willing to incorporate all those ideas into this building. And as y'all walk through it, I encourage you to do it. Go all the way up, look at the fourth floor, the veranda. You'll see ideas that came up that somebody could have easily said, you know what, that costs too much. Let's eliminate that. But he was very receptive to those ideas. And sometimes when we walk through the building, we would look at it and say, it's a little different from what we grew up with, but we had to remind ourselves that we were building an office for the future, not necessarily for today. And so I just want to thank you for EG, for helping us turn those ideas into a reality, and for helping us dream and challenging us just to be the best we can be. And finally, Columbia County Chamber, Tammy Shepard and her crew, thank you so much for doing this today for us. And then I thank all of you, our agents, our staff, all the people who showed up in the community here to be with us today to celebrate this. We're just excited. Again, explore the building. And we hope that as all the shops and the Performing Arts Center come out of the ground, and one day, that everybody will keep coming back here, and this will be your destination in downtown Evans at the plaza. Thank you.